Good morning. Happy Friday. Hello. Greetings and
Look what we did.
salutations. We did this. It wasn't.
We didn't even mean to, you guys. This is a total
You guys,
accident.
this happens to us all the time. We brain share. This is what we do. It's just, why do we do this? 15,
I don't know.
How many years of friendship? How many years have we been friends? 15, 16 years, 17 years?
15. I think 15.
Has it been 15, 16 years? Since
2009.
2008? No, 2008. No, 2008.
Yeah, 2008. That's
2008.
Right. So 15.
God. And we've been brain sharing since then.
Oh my God. And this was
like our brains just went
second. I had on a different grunt style sweatshirt, the one that's like super fuzzy furry, and I was sweating bullets. It's so cozy that I was like, I don't think I'm gonna make it through the show. I'm too hot. And so I changed into this one, and look at
it was a brain. Her brain was like, what is Amy Jo wearing? It's like, this is what we do.
This is what we do.
So
totally
listen, we're not even supposed to do an ad for Grunt Style today. But if you guys want to pick up some Grunt Style stuff, they have some really cute stuff. You should do that and use our code.
Gruntstyle.com.
You should do that. Also, listen, you can go check out chicksontheright.com/sponsors, click on holiday gifting spotlight banner and check out Amway. And Rin Brockett Hauk, who is one of our peeps. She's one of our ABS sponsors, and she can be your personal representative, your Amway representative. Do the whole Amway link for 180 days money back guarantee. Do that. chicksontheright.com.
Look what I got.
Sponsors. They have a lot of cool stuff.
I'm pretty stoked to try this. This is Satinique shampoo and conditioner. I'm very, very excited to try it. So I will be doing that.
That's coming
this
to me.
Weekend.
I need to go get my stuff at the PO. So it's coming to me. So yes, so that is something you should do. And then we have a deep dive that is coming out tomorrow, bashing millennials. You'll be happy to know that we did. It's not really bashing them.
It's not bashing. It was just two issues that we had.
Right. We had some bones to pick with millennials. So we talked about millennials in that. And then also we spoke with Michelle Tafoya this week. That's already out. It's all over our socials. So if you just kind of check out our socials, chicksontheright.com/links, you can find all of our socials there. We spoke with her this week, and we had a really nice time talking.
It was great.
About all sorts of things that are happening in the country. And then I also have a point of personal privilege. Yesterday, I was in the grocery store and I saw Susan Johnston and her husband. I believe his name is Justin. If I have that wrong, let me know. I'm really bad with names, but hi, Susan. I saw you yesterday. And I was not, in fact, grocery shopping. I was getting these. You guys remember these? Old school.
I love those.
Cakes. My daughter's like, we have to have these for a slumber party this weekend. And that's what I was going in to get because I get Mother of the Year.
Yeah, because when Susan posted in Insiders that she saw you at the grocery store, I was like, something is very wrong because Amy Jo does not grocery shop. What's happening?
I'm really, really bad at grocery shopping. So that's what I was getting. I was getting the infamous Christmas tree cakes from Little Debbie. Yeah. Good stuff right there, you guys. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Someone was asking if Grunt Style is a sponsor, and yes, indeed they are. So code Chicks will get you a 15% discount.
Mm-hmm.
And
good
you
stuff.
Too can wear a Patriot sweatshirt.
And the back. I don't know if you can see. I'll have to take my earphones out, but can you see?
0 F's given. And mine says that too on the back.
Could you see it? Could you see it? Yeah, there you go. Okay.
So great.
All right.
So great. We already have, you guys, we already have somebody to thank. Are you serious? Cade Gonzalez thank you. Cade says, can't go a morning without the chicks. Once the show is over, off to shoulder surgery. Yikes.
That does not sound like a good time.
Not sound fun.
But at least you're going to get the happy juice. Get the happy juice before you go into surgery. So there's that.
Again, brain sharing. We immediately go to drugs.
Better living through chemistry. That's right. Mm-hmm.
Well, good luck with the shoulder surgery. And thank you very much for the super sticker. You guys, I think it's going to be a long show again. I didn't think by the end of this, I thought that we would slow down on the news, but no, the news is not slowing down. We have tons and tons of stuff to share with you today. And so we won't waste any more time talking about the fact that we have tons to share. We're just going to start sharing. And the number one thing is the reason for my name today. And that is Jamal Bowman has been officially censured by the House of Representatives because of the fire. What is it? The fire.
The fire alarm.
Alarm. Yes,
Yeah.
the fire alarm.
That.
So he did the fire alarm, and of course, Congress cannot be bothered to do actual work. So they're expelling members, they're censuring members. This is all that they know how to do, is just hate on each other.
So they
Not that I'm
censored.
saying he deserves every bad thing because he's an absolute scumbag. But this is all that ever gets accomplished.
Right. Is that they're censoring people. So they censored him, but they don't remove him.
Right. It's just like it's like a demerit. It means nothing.
Right. It's like, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that I don't. So what?
Exactly.
So that's great. Thanks. It doesn't really do anything, and I don't care. Like nobody cares.
It doesn't do anything.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. I mean, what's her name? Was it Tlaib that just got censured?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. It's just pointless grandstanding, essentially.
It's exactly what it is.
Liz McGill, UPenn's president, there are calls for her to resign that are getting louder and louder. And it is expected because the Wharton Board of Advisors has also weighed in and said, yeah, she really needs to go. And of course, they're affiliated with UPenn. And so it's likely, not 100% guaranteed, but likely that she will be forced to step down today, which is great. However, if you follow an account on Twitter called Stop Antisemitism, great account. They also just posted the tweets of another professor at UPenn, which are awful, which are just as disgusting and totally anti-Semitic as the president herself has shown herself to be. And so, I don't know why there's a thumbs up. I don't know why that happened, but but anyway, the problem at UPenn goes way deeper, is my point, than just Liz McGill. They've got some serious poisonous culture there, and they've got a lot of work to do. And I don't know if they're going to do the work that is required to get that school back to being some semblance of normal. But there's a lot of psycho people there. And that's probably true of all the Ivies, right?
Oh my gosh, without question. It's just like rampant in all the Ivies.
Yeah, it's bad.
She's got to go.
And then probably the biggest news, of course, is that Hunter Biden has now been indicted on a whole bunch more charges. And we, of course, will be talking about that at length, but not before we remind you to please buy for yourself or for others that you might need to buy Christmas presents for. Buy from omahasteaks.com, because right now is their 50% sale on all their steaks, on all of their amazingly curated packages of deliciousness. And they have so much more than just great cuts of steak. They have skillet meals, they have appetizers, they have desserts, they have all kinds of ready to prepare Schwann's type of meals if you want those kinds of things, in addition to, if you need to plan a whole Christmas dinner, you are set. Like they have pulled all the guesswork out of it at omahasteaks.com. And when you use code CHICKS at checkout, you're going to save an extra $30 off of your order. So stock up at omahasteaks.com. Thank you very much to West Point Daughter. West Point Daughter says, thanks to COTR for prayers. My sister's mother-in-law died of natural causes in her sleep. Very sad, but she passed peacefully in her sleep. Thank you, fam. Love you all. I'm so sorry. To hear that. West Point Daughter. I'm very sorry to hear that. Okay. I do have a couple of videos about the Hunter Biden indictment. And the first one comes from Jesse Waters, who's just kind of giving the rundown. Here he is.
Interesting things out of the indictment. We're reading it right now. He kept the taxes for 2016, Kaylee, in the trunk of his car. Yeah, his ex-wife texted him, I found our unfiled 2016 tax returns in your trunk. That 2016 return, that was when his father was vice president. So he was cheating on his taxes when his father was vice president. We also have here, his assistant told him every week he owed his taxes. He didn't listen to his assistant the way I listened to Johnny. And again, $1,500 on strippers, he deducts it and stuff like that. But you're looking at some of these numbers, Kaylee. $3 million coming from Romania, $1 million a year from Burisma, $8 million from China. How do you interpret that?
Well, first, Johnny would never let this happen to you,
never.
nor do you have the moral depravity to engage in this behavior. But look, 9 counts, one of which I'm told is a count for failure to file returns as they pertain to Owasco. Owasco, of course, is that business where the payment went out to Joe from. They're small payments, albeit, but payments nonetheless. So a lot to look at here. And notably, remember, there was David Weiss wanting to file in California these charges last fall. He was stopped. So what happened between last fall and today? 2 whistleblowers. So a lot to dig into here. I want to know the payments, where they went, the shell companies. Was Joe in any way connected to this? And I want to know what changed in a year to now all of a sudden these charges are before us.
All right, Kaylee, thank you so much.
So there was a tweet from Joe Biden back in 2021 that said, "It's time for the wealthy to pay their fair share." I mean, just let that soak in. That was in 2021 when he tweeted that. So meantime, his freaking kid like evaded his taxes. And I mean, did he pay his fair share? Because like about 200 grand went to strippers and drugs. That's what he was paying for while he wasn't paying his taxes. And I mean, let's just face it. He's wealthy. So, I mean, his kid's exempt from that. His family's exempt from that. But everybody else has to pay their fair share. This family can suck it.
Well, and it makes you wonder, because like when I saw the news this morning, I woke up to this news and I was like, oh, and so your first reaction is, well, finally, maybe some justice is going to be served here. But then you think this seems just really timely. Like, everybody is talking about how Joe Biden should not be the nominee. Right, and now all of a sudden he's got this huge family problem. It's a really easy excuse for him to be able to just say, I got some family issues.
I can't run. With. Right. Let's slip Newsom in there. And then Newsom be like, oh, I wasn't planning on running, but I guess I'll run now. Looks like I got to save the party. I'm going to be the savior of the party now. Yeah. Either that or they're going to start like marching aliens out again. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's still, they still have the Kamala issue to contend with. And I don't exactly know how they're going to work through that. But regardless, there's a former U.S. attorney, too, who is also weighing in on this issue and kind of tempering everybody, like making sure people shouldn't get too bent out of shape about this, because there's a lot now that is not so great. For example, Hunter was supposed to be testifying in a closed door deposition, I think on the 13th, so next week. And now that he's facing criminal charges, he can just plead the fifth and say, I can't, this is an ongoing investigation. Like, I can't testify right now. So here's some more about that.
Here now we have Brett Tolman. He's the former U.S. Attorney and Executive Director for Right on Crime. All right, well, we got this big fat indictment right here. We're going to start going through it. But doesn't look like Hunter paid any taxes during the entire Trump presidency. He didn't pay a lot of taxes before that also, but the statute of limitations was allowed to run out. What do you feel about this indictment in California, Brett?
Well, Jesse, before we get too excited about this, what it smacks of is, hey, we couldn't slip that past you earlier, the nothing burger prosecution, and so instead we'll bring these tax violations. It'll look real serious, and we'll go forward with it. The problem is the prosecution controls the resolution of this case. They have absolute control in terms of what will happen to Hunter Biden, the sentence that he'll receive. If they have a judge, for example, that doesn't play ball, well, then you bring into play a pardon by his dad. So for me, I look at this and I also think about what's going on the House side. And now he has every reason to deny appearance in front of the Congress because he's going to plead the fifth on everything because he now has a criminal charge in California.
Oh, that's great.
What a bunch of crap all
of
this is.
It is a bunch of crap. They're calling his records the ledger of shame because of just all the nasty, nasty stuff that's in it. Can you imagine just all the stuff that he did? I mean, they're just,
oh my God.
This family is so disgusting. Can you imagine if this were Donald Trump Jr. or Eric? What it would just be, people's heads would be exploding. They would have been exploding years ago.
Yeah.
But there's just such a double standard. I mean, people can see that now, right?
You would think
what a dramatic double standard there is between
Well,
the
and it's weird
parties.
to feel this conflicted about this, because on the one hand, like, I want him to fry. That guy is a criminal. Like, there's no
Yeah,
question
he's
about it. And
disgusting.
he deserves to serve some time. But at the same time, I'm like, man, I want Joe Biden to be the nominee. I don't want it to be anybody else, because I feel like we have a chance to win against Joe Biden,
Right.
with whether it's Trump or anybody else. And if it isn't Biden, I don't think we have a chance. I think there are a lot of Democrats who are very disillusioned specifically with Biden, not with Democrats, but with Biden specifically because of his age and because he's so
Because he
just an
sucked.
idiot.
Because he's
Right,
ruined
but
the country.
You put
Right.
any other Democrat in there, and now all of a sudden everybody is going to rally and they're all going to be excited, and regardless of who it is.
Yeah,
And
well,
so
they're going to think that it's fresh and new, when it's just going to be the same old, same old. Even if it's Gavin Newsom, it's going to be even worse. If it's Michelle Obama, it's going to be even freaking worse.
Yeah.
So, but Democrats will be like, oh my God, it's something new and different. It's going to be great.
Right.
So,
it's the new shiny object.
I agree with you. I think that it's like, they're going to be like, oh, so you're saying there's a chance it's going to be wonderful, but it will be exponentially worse. I mean, Biden will be awful. Obviously, we're still going to be careening over a cliff, but my God, if it's anybody else, it's just going to be more of the same, but probably worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's frustrating is that it's taking so long to connect all of this criminal activity to Joe himself. I mean, they went through great pains, as we all know, to go around and to develop all these shadow companies and all that stuff. But ultimately, the money trail is going to lead. It does lead right back to him.
Yeah,
and
but
so at some point, that's going to be an issue.
But at the end of the day, I think what people need to take away from this, more than anything, is that whether he's a Biden or a Trump or a Clinton or whoever, the bottom line is that these politicians' kids get special treatment. If it were me, I would have already been in jail. That's what pisses me off, is that my God, if I don't pay $10 in taxes, they come after me. This guy's been getting away with this shit for years. Like, this is not okay. He is protected because he is a politician's son. He's protected because he is an elite. He's an elite's son. And I don't care who you are. You shouldn't be protected like that in this country. Everybody should be treated equally. And it is not okay that we have classes like this in this country. That's not what our founders wanted at all.
Yeah, that's exactly right. There's a whole bunch of people that are insisting there's no way that we could not have planned our outfits today.
We
did
plan this.
not. You guys, we
didn't.
busted out laughing as soon as we connected.
We do this all the time. This is literally how our brains work. We do this all the time. Like, there are days where I'll show up in a rock t-shirt, like in a whatever, like a Van Halen t-shirt or something, and she'll show up in a Robbie Williams t-shirt. We do this all the time. Like, this is just how our brains work. All the time.
It always happens. And yes, it's gruntstyle.com. Use code Chick. You'll get 15% off. Okay. So, we had the debate. There was obviously a lot of discussion yesterday. I thought it would be interesting to hear from the moderator, one of the moderators herself, about how she thought it went. And so we have Megyn Kelly. I believe she's talking to Glenn Beck, to give her impressions of like who won and how people did. Here she is.
Who did you think was the big winner and the big loser?
Well, I mean, with all respect to her, I thought Nikki Haley lost last night because she shrunk away. Like, she was not really a presence. And she's been increasing her poll numbers by getting out there and being pugilistic. And that version of her did not appear on the stage last night. I thought Ramaswamy, if you didn't like him, he became even more unlikable to you. If you love him, he became even more lovable to you. I thought Ron DeSantis had his best debate yet. And so I think you could probably say he's the winner because he's in the best poll position of the four.
So that was her takeaway. And then, of course,
I love how she said nothing about Christie.
Well, I know, and I think they're like in a bit of a tiff now.
I mean, it's like,
we showed that clip.
Like, the two on the ends, like, it's like they basically should have been gone, which is kind of like what we said yesterday. Yeah.
Well, and then we showed that clip yesterday of a commercial break when Christie like made a beeline to her. And remember how we were like, God, I wonder what that conversation was. I hope she says. And of course she did, because she says all the things. So here she is explaining exactly what happened in that moment.
So I'll give you guys some news. All over the internet last night was a video that went viral of somebody in the balcony filming Chris Christie coming over to yours truly during a break. at the end of the first hour and kind of getting up in my grill. And there was all sorts of speculation about what was happening there. I will tell you what was happening there. It was not off the record. He was pissed off. He was mad that he wasn't getting enough questions. And he said, I made it up on this stage and I haven't been able to speak in a while. And, I should have been brought in on that last debate. And, I had a couple minds of it. I said, we're coming to you. You're going to be happy in the second hour, which I lived up to. But number one, he was right that in the last run, he had been excluded. And the reason that happened is because we let them fight in the first 40 minutes of the debate. And therefore, that comes at the expense of something. Yeah. And where you insert yourself, Chris Christie, on this earlier fight, it's all at the expense of something else that's coming, which is fine. We were not wedded to our rundown. We had like 40 questions going out there. Our goal was to ask 10 of them, in a perfect world. But the producers in the truck have to rejigger the rundown and move. Like our whole Trump block was supposed to be playing much earlier in the show. We had to move it. And anyway, the long and the short of it is the sort of even distribution of questions got mucked up by all the arguing. Having said all that, I knew very well that Christie was going to get asked a Trump question having to do with immigration at the top of the next hour. So it was totally fair to him. And he's polling at 2%. Okay? In no debate ever, and I've now done 6 of them, have we given as many questions to the guy who's at 3% as to the person who's in the lead, at least amongst the candidates on the stage. I'm sorry, Governor Christie. That's the way it is.
Yeah. He came in like a wrecking ball is what he did. That's what he did. And he came in and he screwed everything up because if you actually like do these shows and understand how like behind the scenes works when you moderate a debate or you even produce a show, there's an actual lineup. They're not just throwing out questions willy-nilly.
Right.
They have things planned before Chris Christie, and he came in there and he totally effed it up. And so they did have to reshuffle things because he did come in like a wrecking. He screwed everything up. And he was like, all he did was come in as a combative jerk and he was wrecking their whole lineup. My God, what a baby. What a baby he is.
Yeah. And then yesterday we had thought that was the end of the debates. And then I saw this tweet from CNN saying CNN is going to host 2 Republican presidential primary debates next month in Iowa and New Hampshire. So it is not over, you guys.
God,
there are more debates coming.
Why are they doing this? This has to be Ronna McDaniel's doing. It has to be. She wants to completely torture us, you guys. Are they going to take the 2 out? Seriously, they have to take these 2 out. So it can just be Nikki
don't they
and
have
Ron
to
DeSantis.
remove themselves? I mean, they're going to have standards to make the debate stage, I'm sure. But this is, this is primary time and they will not go away. They will not.
They oh my God, they have to. 2%? Really? If you're polling at 2%, stop. Just stop. I mean, like it's like the guy that keeps asking you to prom and you're like, dude, no, we're not, it's not going to happen. We're not going to go. It's not, nobody's that into you. Just stop it. Stop
and they're all, so you're saying there's a chance.
There's no chance. There's no chance.
There's no chance.
No, Chris Christie, no.
Stop. So, and all our way was just asking, why do you keep insisting on Haley? She's terrible. I mean, it's just, it's all the numbers. I mean, it's her polling. Apparently she's doing well.
There are some people who like her.
It's not us.
Yeah. There's some people who like her. And listen, I mean, people think that she bombed the other night. I personally think that I thought she was a calmer version of herself. And I thought, okay, she's answering some questions. She's doing okay. She's all right. She's compared to Chris Christie and Vivek, I thought she did better than those 2. So I thought at least the 2 contenders in that debate were her and DeSantis. If it was like, who can we vote off the island in this debate? I would have voted off the 2 on the ends and I would have kept the 2 in the middle. That's how I feel about that debate the other night. Okay. So let's just get rid of the 2, get rid of the noise and put those 2 in the middle. That's what I would have done. And I wish that would have happened because then we could have at least had a policy discussion. I mean, I'm not saying she's going to be president. I'm just saying that's what I would have done. But people can disagree with me.
That's exactly right. You're free to always disagree with anything that we say ever.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, 'tis the season for cold weather. And so that may not be true where you are at the moment. And even here in Indiana, it's going to be like 60 today. So the weather is all kinds of crazy.
That sounds glorious.
But it is a great time for you to be prepared for cold weather by making sure that your feet especially are nice and toasty. And the best way to do that is with socks from heatholders.com. So they've got those 3 different levels of coziness, if you will, with their socks. They're magical, amazing, temperature controlling, super warm socks. I don't know what they do. I don't know the magic. I can't explain the magic. All I can tell you is that if you suffer from cold feet, these are the socks for you. And they have the fine, sort of thin socks that still are way, way warmer than most other thermal socks. And then they have that next level, which has some extra cushioning and like soft fuzziness. And then like the top level, which is just crazy, crazy warm, thick, awesome socks. And they also have gloves and hats and like long undies and all kinds of things that will keep you nice and toasty warm. And you can save 15% off of your order at heatholders.com when you use code CHICKS. These make the best stocking stuffers.
Such great stocking stuffers.
Of all time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Of all time.
Totally.
Heatholders.com. Use code CHICKS. Okay, we have a big bunch of videos to get to that we meant to get to yesterday, and then yesterday was already going so long, so we saved it for today. And those are videos that have to do with the border. And so Mayorkas is just making me so mad. That was one of the things we talked about with Michelle Tafoya yesterday. Michelle was like in a rage about the border. That's her big hot button issue.
It is. Mm-hmm.
And so the 3 of us raged together about that. So in this first clip, Mayorkas has the absolute audacity to complain about governors like yours or like Florida's governor who have been sending illegals off to these sanctuary cities all over the country. He is trying to say that is an abdication of governance. Mayorkas is saying that.
Like, you're not doing your job. You're not doing your job, Mr. Governor. Okay. All right.
Like, you're going to say that? You're going to say that. Okay. Yeah. But he does. And in fact, you're going to see it for yourself.
Cooperating and coordinating with either federal or other local authorities and is unilaterally sending migrants to cities in what I think is an abdication of governance responsibility.
Okay. God, this guy. What a jerk. I mean, right? I cannot believe he's not been impeached. This is what we should be focusing on, is impeaching this guy.
Yeah. He is the worst of the worst.
Biggest disgrace.
It's just getting, the scenes that are coming out of Tucson, we've got more of that to get to in just a little bit. But there's also the independent reporters, citizen journalists who are going out and seeing what's going on with the border for themselves. And this fellow from Muckraker went out to Colombia, where he'd heard that there's a specific hotel that Chinese illegals are coming to stay at on their trek to the United States. Here he is talking about that.
So right now we are in Colombia at the Cabañas Rio Mayo Hotel. And this hotel that we stumbled upon by accident is a major hub, a major transit point, meeting place for Chinese foreign nationals that are on their way to the United States. And last night when we were here, we were eating at this hotel restaurant, and we were the only foreigners that were not Chinese. Literally the entire hotel is just Chinese foreigners. We spoke with the hotel staff here, and they confirmed that. And while there are some women and children, it's mostly military-aged males.
My God.
There's some right behind me right now, actually. We showed you in a previous video of ours a Chinese blueprint that's distributed amongst Chinese in WhatsApp groups, and this is actually one of the stops on the blueprint. It says to stop in Pasto. That's where we're at right now. We're on the outskirts of Pasto. And the point is that the Chinese have very sophisticated, quote-unquote, migration networks all the way up to the U.S. border. And this hotel that we're at is proof of that. It's all Chinese, and for some reason they all know to come here. It's because they are in direct communication. People that are further up the trail or that have made it to the United States are telling people that are on their way, hey, this is a hotel that's safe for you.
Oh my God.
We also found, we were staying at this hotel, they're expecting Chinese. You can see a lot of the writings, a lot of the signs in this hotel are written in Chinese. Again, this is further proof that it's not by accident. It's not just some sort of one-off occasion that there's all of these Chinese nationals here at this point. This is a known hub, a known meeting place for Chinese that are in transit on their way to the United States. We spoke with a Chinese national who's staying here right now, who's going to be trekking through the Darien Gap and going up to the United States. His destination is either New York or Los Angeles. and he told us that there are definitively Chinese spies in the United States.
You think? You think that's happening? Okay, these are not asylum seekers, you guys. They're not.
No.
These are not. Did you see how they were dressed?
Yeah, they look fine.
Yeah, they look totally fine. They're better dressed than, well, I mean, we look pretty good today. But I mean, they're better dressed. Look at, seriously though, on most days when I'm just kind of schlepping into work, you know, like those guys had nice polo shirts on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they looked like they were pressed. They're like, these are not asylum seekers. These are not people who are down and out. These are well-prepared, well-dressed people. This
with
is
a mission.
With an absolute mission. I mean, it's, you guys, this is insanity. Like, buy ammo, be prepared.
For
Shit's
real.
going down. Like, it's, I mean, I'm not trying to be an alarmist, but you cannot look at this and think that these people are like escaping something. They're not escaping something. They're going to go do something.
Exactly.
I mean, come on.
And there was a clip going around socials yesterday, the day before yesterday. And again, we meant to play this yesterday and just didn't get around to it. But there's an old clip. This is a flashback from, I want to say like 10 years ago. It was when Biden was vice president. And he is sitting right next to Mayorkas talking about how they're super stoked for all of this migration to continue, which if you had any doubt about this being a plan before, I don't think you will after you watch this.
Not only our Muslim communities, but African communities, Asian communities, Hispanic communities, and the wave still continues. It's not going to stop, nor should we want it to stop. As a matter of fact, it's one of the things I think we can be most proud of. Really? So there's a second thing in that black box, an unrelenting stream of immigration, non-stop. Folks like me who are Caucasian of European descent, for the first time in 2017, will be in an absolute minority in the United States of America. Absolute minority. Fewer than 50% of the people in America from then and on will be white European stock. That's not a bad thing.
Oh my God.
That's a source of our strength.
This is what they want. I mean, you heard it.
It's out of his own face.
Right. It's like coming out of his pie hole. And Mayorkas is like, yeah, that sounds great. Yeah. Covered in what? I cannot with this guy. Such an idiot. He's the biggest idiot.
Oh my God. He so is. And this next clip, oh my God. So I don't even know. I don't have the full context for the clip. It's not important. But essentially, he's being asked about the heightened terror threat that the whole country is facing right now. And so inexplicably, Mayorkas is offering advice to various organizations, businesses, individuals who might be worried for their own safety. He's offering advice on how to protect themselves from any unwanted characters coming around. Here he is.
It's very, very practical, accessible advice. Develop a security plan. Put an individual or a committee in charge of security. Understand one's surroundings. Really identify what one's resources are available to you that one could deploy to enhance the security of one's institution. And then we make actually explicit recommendations with respect to how to increase one's security, whether it's hiring a security guard, building fencing, installing cameras, making sure
like
one's congregation is alert to the threat environment. One has relationships with local law enforcement.
Oh, we should build a fence, Mock. We should build a fence after we make after we make a casserole. We should build a fence like a wall. God, I hate this guy. Yes, I do. But the level of disdain I have for this man is just unparalleled. I cannot.
I mean,
you should, instead of actually like building a wall, like closing the border. I'm going to give you guys advice on how to protect yourself when these people, come after you and your family.
Because I'm letting them in. And so they're going to be here. Hire a security guard. You're going to be fine.
Get to know your law enforcement, you guys. Just get to know them. Buy them some cupcakes. Get to know them. What is
I hear
happening?
cops like donuts. Try that.
You should just get them some coffee too. Shake their hands, get to know them. What is happening? Oh my God.
It's unreal what's happening. And it just continues to get worse and worse. Of course, Bill Malhusian does this phenomenal job at capturing what's actually happening on the border, since no other media outlets will bother to show up. But, when he normally reports on these things, he's very straight. Matter of fact, he's really good at what he does. In this particular clip, you can sense that he has had it. Like he just is in a state of disbelief that we have allowed it to get this bad. And so you can see it on his face. You can hear it in his voice. Here is what's going on.
No, it's not stopping, Dana. The numbers are actually getting even worse. Multiple CBP sources telling me this morning in the last 24 hours, Border Patrol alone has made more than 10,000 apprehensions of illegal immigrants. That does not even include CBP ports of entry. And you can see the situation here in Lukeville behind us. We got well over 800 people waiting in line here after they crossed illegally overnight, waiting to be apprehended by Border Patrol. Once again, it's like deja vu from yesterday. You can see these guys are coming in from all over the world. A lot of African men, mostly single adult men here. Some of them were setting campfires overnight in the cold, camping out here, waiting to get taken into custody by Border Patrol. But CBP sources telling me in the last 24 hours in this Tucson, Arizona sector, there were almost 2,900 apprehensions, and the Border Patrol facilities out here are currently running 200% of their capacity. That is why there are so many people out here waiting to be taken into custody by Border Patrol. Now, Arizona has a Democrat governor. Her name is Katie Hobbs. She has not yet sent any state resources down here. No Arizona troopers, no Arizona National Guard. That's unlike what we've seen in the state of Texas with Governor Greg Abbott. Well, Governor Hobbs is calling for more federal action when it comes to helping in Arizona. Take a listen.
We need the federal government to act and provide more resources, and we've been very clear about that. There's a lot more they could be doing, both the Biden administration, and again, I know this is beating the drum that we've been beating for decades, but we need comprehensive immigration reform to really thoroughly address this issue.
Oh my God, Carrie Lake.
And as people continue pouring into the country, so too are narcotics. Take a look at this image out of Nogales, Arizona, a couple hours away from us. CBP officers at the port of entry there stopping a car and finding over 1 million fentanyl pills hidden in that smuggler's vehicle. Thankfully, they were able to seize that. Then we want to take you back to this video from yesterday. Take a look at this. We showed you these images yesterday of illegal immigrants pushing through a breach in the border wall that had been cut through by smugglers. This happened right in front of Border Patrol. All these people came spilling through the wall trying to take advantage of the situation. Then a human smuggler looks at our camera, gives us a shrug, and salutes us. Well, GOP presidential candidate, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, reacted to that video. He posted a tweet which says in part, quote, "The cartels are laughing at us now, but they won't be when I'm commander in chief. Any cartel operative caught cutting through the border wall will be left stone cold dead." And back out here live, that goes to one of his campaign promises, essentially saying if they see any cartel members bringing fentanyl in or cutting through the border wall, he will authorize the use of lethal force. And back out here, you can see this situation. It looks like Border Patrol's in for quite another busy day out here in Lukeville, which remains the epicenter of this border crisis. Walk with me a little bit more. You can see campfire set here overnight. They're trying to stay warm. And this isn't the only line of people here. If we can look a little bit ahead, they're keeping family units, women, children, families separate from these single adult men. And then
it's just disgusting.
Look how they treat the country like the second they get here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just, to me, that just exemplifies, that's it. They get here and they trash it the second they get here. First of all, they're breaking the law. They trash it the second they get here. How do you think they're going to treat the country when they actually get into other parts of the country? What do you think they're going to do? And then they want to take advantage of hardworking Americans who are basically going to be paying for them to live here.
Well, and they're going to commit crimes because they're not, these are...
Because they already did.
They already did. This is we've got a history of it, right? Yeah. And so it's not like they can just walk into a place and be like, I'd like to fill out a job application. Exactly. That's not how this works. So there's going to be more crime, and we're already seeing that. And the fact that this administration is just like, this is fine, everything's fine. It's unreal. This chart that's on the screen right now shows the number of illegal aliens that have come in since Biden took office now exceeds the whole populations of a whole bunch of states.
Look at them. them
by a lot. I mean, it's basically tied for the 12th largest population in our country.
Unbelievable.
That's insane. And they just keep coming. Now to the crime, we got a couple of examples of that, as a matter of fact. So in DC, it's getting so bad that little taco stands are having to hire security at a huge expense. I think this is Griff Jenkins reporting about it. I'm so mad. Now I'm getting it like Michelle Tafoya mad.
Oh yeah, it's disgusting. Well, we're seeing the demise of America right in front of our eyes.
Exactly. And
it's stunning what's happening here. The crime crisis gripping this city. And we talked to one owner named Bo Blair, owns 11 restaurants across the city. He says he can't pass off the private security costs like he had to do for inflation because this is a unique experience. He's trying to not pay off to the customers. And he says in some locations, he's paying more for private security than he is even for rent. The taco stand behind us, $4,000 a week. Listen here.
$4,000 a week here is insane. It's not sustainable. Hopefully we can get through this crime crisis and we won't have to do that in the future. The total amount of money we spent on security for this year at all the locations was over $450,000.
Oh my God.
That's $500,000 to the numbers you see here are staggering. 254 homicides so far this year, 32% increase compared to last year, highest in 2 decades. Then carjackings, 928 carjackings, 3 out of 4 involving guns, with only 164 arrests on the year. They're not prosecuting people. That's why Bo's so frustrated as a business owner, a restaurant owner. And by the way, I'll leave you with this, Stu. Bo told me just this morning, before he came over here to do an interview outside this taco stand across from his office in American University, a popular spot in D.C., he had a carjacking of an Amazon truck early this morning. Unbelievable what it's doing and impacting businesses.
Yep, it's impacting businesses, it's impacting families, and it's humans. It's impacting humans. We're watching America collapse.
And nobody cares. Like the administration does not care. They just are feeding the beast. They're like, oh no, don't prosecute criminals. That doesn't seem like a good idea. Let them free. We need to feel bad for them.
Yeah. And then you see like the Jim Acostas of the world who are like, oh no, the border's secure. You're insane.
Like, now imagine migrants from all over the world, because obviously this is happening from all over the world. Imagine the messaging that they get from Biden, which is basically, oh, you're seeking asylum? Come on in. I mean, we're saying don't come, but like, we're obviously letting everybody come in and stay. Imagine hearing that as somebody from Senegal who's like, ooh, yeah, I'm going to come while I can. And then hearing somebody like DeSantis say, if this happens under my watch, lethal force will be used at the border. Mm-hmm. I guarantee you, just the messaging alone would deter a huge number of these people. Yeah. And the Biden administration does not get it.
Well, you saw the everybody has seen now the video from years ago when he and Mayorkas were sitting there saying, this is what we want. We want this. We want you to come in and flow across our border. Of course they love Biden and Harris. They love them, because they're like, oh, yay, they're going to give me free crap. Free crap, everybody. We love Biden. Because he is a better life for me because I can come from my crap hole country and come in here and get a handout. That's what I'm going to get. We have got to close the spigot. We've got to close it.
And I don't know what else how else you can make this message sink in to business owners who are actually being impacted by this. I watched this video. This is in LA. There was a construction company that was attacked by like 15 plus young guys who stole a car, crashed through their fence, stole a whole bunch of stuff from this company. And at the end of this clip, when you hear what this guy says, you are going to lose your mind. Just watch.
And caught on camera at a local construction company in LA's Glassell Park. Several thieves are involved, and tonight that owner tells us he's frustrated.
This whole strip has been broken into. Our neighbors have been broken into 4 times. These guys just got broken into 2 months ago. What are we supposed to do? We're a small construction company.
Ryan Bagley, the latest victim on this Glassell Park street to get burglarized by several thieves. So many, it's hard to count. as we watch them file into and out of Bagley's business, Delta Construction and Electric. Delta security cameras capturing the destructive mayhem about 5 a.m. Wednesday morning. The getaway car, this blue Kia Soul, Bagley says, was stolen from LAPD's impound yard.
The cops just knew that it was from the LAPD impound because of the chalk mark on the window.
That Kia Soul taking out a gate so the hooded suspects could make entry.
Hi, you are currently being recorded.
Inside, they took whatever they could carry, including music equipment. Bagley and his brother, former band members, stored inside. You can hear the alarm and spot a guitar. Business now boarded up, and Bagley is fed up with the break-ins and elected officials.
I voted for Karen Bass. I voted for Biden. I voted for Gavin Newsom. I'm sick of it. It's like at some point you have to give me a reason to vote for you again. Or just do our jobs, make a living, help our employees make a good living, and move on. But it's really freaking difficult to survive.
I cannot feel sorry for. I can't feel sorry for this guy. I just can't.
I know.
You get the government that you vote for, dude. Why did you vote for these asshats? Why? Why do you vote for them?
You expect?
I'm serious. This is the thing. I mean, like, my God, what is it going to take? I guess it takes that. But why is he asking that question on national? Why is he asking it on television? He actually is saying out loud, well, I voted for you. What are you going to do for me? Dude, get a grip. You're a grown adult. Like, how do you not know right now that these are not the policies that are going to work for you? This is what happens when you vote for Democrats. I can't help people like this, Ma. I can't.
I know. I could not believe it because I was feeling bad the whole time I was watching it. And then I get to that part and I'm like, oh my God.
I can't. You're an idiot.
Moron.
I mean, that guy's got to be over 40.
For sure.
How do you not know?
Good. And it wasn't that he said at the end, I will never vote Democrat again. He said, you need to give me a reason to vote for you.
Convince me. What are you going to say, Gavin? You going to come rub my back with some oil? What are you going to do? Gavin, come say some nice things to me and maybe I'll vote for you again. I can't feel sorry for this guy. I can't.
I know.
What a schmuck.
I know. This is unreal.
Yeah,
right?
I can't. This is the thing. You deserve it. You get the government you deserve.
LA is bad. We know this. New York City also rotten to the core when it comes to how they deal with crime. And so what is their newest and brightest idea, New York City, you might ask? I'll show you.
And so it begins. New York City will be the first city in America to charge Americans just to go to work in the morning.
Very first state in the nation, the very first city in America to have a congestion pricing plan.
Americans will have to pay around $23 per day.
Passenger vehicles would be charged $15 to enter the congestion zone, trucks between $24 and $36 depending on size, and motorcycles $7.50. Those tolls would be charged once per day and would be in effect between 5 a.m. and 9 p.m. on weekdays and 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. on weekends.
$23 a day. 23, is it right? $23 a day to go to work? You're going to be charged $23 a day to go to work. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then
why is any business in New York City? Why?
Right, I don't understand it. And then when you go there and you get there, then you get to take a nice breath and smell urine. Like, sounds lovely, doesn't it? I mean, everybody wants to live in New York, right?
This is the dumbest idea I have heard yet, but leave it to Kathy Hochul.
Right.
We got some thank yous to dole out. Christina Tilley, thank you. Christina says, happy 2-year birthday to my mini golden doodle, Sassy. Just got coat defense on Monday and she stopped itching and was calm in the first 30 minutes. She also loves watching the chicks and especially the talks. That is so funny that you said that because we were just going to remind everybody about coat defense. This is the preventative powder that is so good for dogs who have itchy, scaly, scratchy skin. They've got all these problems. If you're taking your dog to the vet and you're like, I'm getting Apoquel and I can't afford it and it's ridiculous, think about switching. Think about going to coat defense. Just try it because a lot of the times dogs are just dealing with yeast and it's very easily treated with this preventative powder. They've also got shampoos, balms, wound care. They have so many great products for your dogs, cats, horses. They even have people products and you can save 15% off your entire order when you go to coatdefense.com and you use promo code CHICKS. That's the promo code. So I'm so glad you said that, Christina, and I'm really, really glad that that worked for you. Laura Kate Baker, thank you. Laura says, who is funding these migrants from around the world? It's a great question, and there's probably a lot of progressive people to blame.
A lot
for
of
that.
billionaires. A lot of billionaires, I bet, are shipping them in. Yeah.
Yeah. Stuart the Brit, thank you. Stuart says no matter what they can import all the something people from all the world know what we are. They have no effing chance against us, not a bit. That's a great attitude, Stuart the Brit, and I appreciate that.
We love you, Stuart the Brit.
Laura Nicole, thank you. Laura says, this is hard to watch. In these times, I remind myself that despair is un-American. We were born for such a time as this, my fellow patriots.
That's right.
Damn straight, Laura.
This is why we do what we do. You know, you can't stop. You can't stop fighting, you guys. That's why. And you raise kids to not stop fighting too. You got to get out there and fight back and vote and do all the things that you can do. It's your job to do that.
Shelly, thank you. Shelly says, what reason is he looking for to vote for them again in? Total insanity to keep doing the same things, expecting a different outcome.
No, of course. He owns a freaking business. Get a grip, dude.
What are you doing?
I know.
Alexandra, thank you. Alexandra says, the Bay Area is already charging us to commute to work. Not to mention gas is $1,000 a month here. You're getting charged to commute? What the hell?
It's in San Francisco. Yeah. I mean, I
didn't know that.
Well,
this was a New York City new thing. Like that was the first of its kind.
Yeah. My boy lives out in San Jose. I don't know what it's like there, but I can tell you the gas prices. Oh my God. They're obscene.
Yeah.
Obscene in California. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And then on locals, I just saw that our friend Dana Spain sent in a tip and she said, morning, beautiful chicks, up before dawn to catch you live. No better way to start my day. 19 days to Costa Rica. Love y'all.
Dana. Can't wait.
Oh my God. That's going to be so fun.
It'll be fun.
So fun. Okay. So now we need to address like the whole university stuff that we've been talking about all week. These university administrators, the presidents of these universities, we played their hearing testimony earlier this week. We played some reaction to it yesterday. And now even Al Sharpton has it right on this particular issue. I almost couldn't believe it, but credit where it's due. Here's Morning Joe asking Al Sharpton his thoughts about these university administrators.
This happened on campus, any of these campuses, with any group other than Jews, there would be an explosion.
Yep. And your other point.
Let me ask, Rev, what would happen if, I'm sorry to interrupt, I just have to ask. Rev, you are the premier civil rights leader in the United States. What would happen? What would happen at Harvard, if a group, let's say a group of 1,000 white students called for the genocide of all black Americans?
I would let you know what time the buses were leaving for my march on Harvard. I mean, there would be no way we wouldn't react. And we don't even have to take an imaginary example. Let's look at how we've gone after NFL owners and people on TV and radio, broadcasters and all, for saying almost that, not even that.
Far less than that.
Far less than that. And people have lost NBA and NFL teams that we've marched on. So if somebody's walking on a campus saying, kill the Jews, all I say to my fellow civil rights leaders, if they said kill the blacks, we'd be marching. This is not hard. This is not difficult. It is not you reacting to the noise of a crowd. It's that you have no inner guts to stand up for everyone that you want to stand up for us. You can't have it both ways.
Well, he needs to tell Sonny Hostin that.
Right? I couldn't believe I was shocked, honestly, that Al Sharpton was on the right side of this issue.
Yeah.
I could not believe
I mean,
it.
how could he not be though? You know, I mean, it's
look at all the people who
I know.
aren't.
I hear you, like Sonny Hostin, but he needs to tell her that. So they need to have him on The View and he needs to school her.
Yes, exactly. That would be great. And then meantime, Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas herself, she is one of those gutless people that Sharpton was just referring to. Listen to this exchange.
Learned in college as senator that allowed them to think that if it's leveled at Jewish people, it's okay. The same people that were marching with Black Lives Matter are now the one, or some of them, that would go to the mat and be out every day marching for that are some of the people now saying genocide to the Jews. How did that happen on liberal college campuses?
Calling for genocide is wrong. Leaders should make that.
You keep saying that. I understand that, but it came from somewhere. You don't think the progressive left has any culpability in driving us to this point right now, Senator?
I think that what has happened is that people feel the pain of the Middle East, and they feel it on both sides very personally.
Oh my God! Listen, if these were conservatives, she'd be calling for their heads. I mean, I guess I don't know, what do Native Americans call for? Because she's a Native American, right? What do they call for?
She's what 1092nd Native American.
I mean, that's right. So what do Native Americans call for? I don't know. They call for their heads. Yeah. So I mean, if they were conservatives, she would be like, "Oh my God, they all need to be fired." You know, that's what she would be doing. She's such a raging hypocrite. Like all of these liberals, they're all hypocrites. They don't like being called out. They don't like the fact that they are all being shown now for what they are. And so many of these people are raging anti-Semites. They are the people that they're like, they've been pointing fingers at all these other people for being racist and homophobe and transphobe and all these things. And it's like, oh, wait, you guys are the bad people.
You're the bigots.
You're the bigots. It's you. You're the problem. It's you. And they hate it. They hate it because they bred it. They're the ones who have been projecting all this time, and now it's coming back, and the finger is pointing at them, and they can't take it. Oh, well, look at that. Tough.
Alexandra, thank you. She says that they're charging all of the Bay Area, not just San Francisco.
I believe it, because California, man. God, I don't know how anybody lives there either. Our boy's trying to escape right now.
Lady Joe Hawk on Locals, thank you so much. She says, my son and daughter-in-law are having a baby girl. Just found out yesterday in 2022 at 34 weeks, they lost our precious Willow.
Oh, no.
Prayers for easy pregnancy and healthy delivery are appreciated. She is due in June of 2024. Love listening to you, chicks. Oh my God.
All the prayers, you guys. All the prayers. Baby girls. Such a blessing.
Oh my gosh. You know that guy whose videos we've played from time to time? He's, I think, an Arab guy. His name is Luai Ahmed. He just visited Israel and wanted to recount his experience there, which I thought was really, really worth sharing. Here he is to talk about it.
Dear Arabs and Muslims, I just got back from Israel and my life will never be the same. I thought that I was going to be met with pure racism and then came to see that half of Israelis look just like me. I thought I was going to be treated as a terrorist, but I was met with kindness and hospitality. I thought that I was going to experience apartheid, but I saw people from different backgrounds coexisting in peace together. I thought that I was going to see hatred towards Muslims, but I saw dozens of Muslims who love Israel and are proud of their country. I thought that I was going to meet angry Jews who hate all the goys and want to manipulate them. But I was met by a kind people who are struck by grief and terror. Every street that I visited in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem has a story of a terror attack. In every cafe that I sat, I was told a Jew was stabbed outside here. A shooting happened on the other side of this street a few months ago. Throughout this trip, I have been excommunicated by close-minded friends and family members. But you know what? It was worth it, because I got to see Israel and experience the truth about Israel for myself. I wish that my friends and family members would also visit Israel and see the beauty of the country. I was able to swiftly visit Israel because of my Swedish passport. I won't deny my privileges. But I also have the elusive privilege of humanizing Israelis and Arabs. I had the greatest privilege of meeting and seeing and talking to Israelis who I have learned to hate my entire life, and I am so happy to have cleansed that hatred out of my soul. I wish that the Muslim and Arab community could do the same. Nothing good can come out of hatred, violence, or terrorism. And now, having been in Israel, I cannot stress enough how much it saddens me to know that my culture and my people learned to hate this country and these people. To all the Israelis who have opened their hearts to me and showed me their beautiful country and opened their homes to me, thank you.
That's so lovely,
isn't it?
It really
is. He also tweeted out this ridiculous it's not a story, but it's something that he's learned what's happening in Europe. Do you want to read it for the people who are
Sure.
listening and not watching?
I have to make sure my glasses are working. As someone who fled the Middle East 10 years ago, I came to Europe in hopes of a secular rule of law that protects my right to freedom of speech and freedom of religion. But I was mistaken. The Islamists who I fled from are thriving in the West and are manipulating democracy and the naivete of Westerners to advance their insidious agenda. Today, Denmark bans the burning of the Quran to appease them. In a few years, drawing Prophet Muhammad will also be banned to appease them. A few years later, criticism of Islam will be banned. Once you give them a finger, they take the whole hand. That's what they did in most countries. They've wielded political power. Now they enjoy 57 Muslim countries where criticism of Islam leads to imprisonment or a death sentence. Why should the West change its laws to cater to Islam? It's literally insane. I cannot believe it's happening.
I can't either. Yeah. That's unacceptable that we would be changing anything about the way that we do things so that we don't hurt the feel-bads of Islamists.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, that's crazy.
I have all the rage about that. Like all
as you should, as we all should. Absolutely.
Our friend Ami Kozak also put out a great video that kind of summarizes what took place within those university administrator hearings.
Yeah, I love this.
Wasn't it so good? It's so good. Let me get to that. Here we go.
Now, when it comes to official policy at the university, does calling for the extermination of African Americans violate your code of conduct? Of course. Okay, what about the extermination of women? Yes. Hispanics, would that violate your policy? Most certainly. Homosexuals? Absolutely. Jews? I can understand that while some students may find that speech objectionable, we defer to our policies consistent with the spirit of the U.S. Constitution, and depending on the context of that specific incident, should that speech lead to conduct, we would investigate on a case-by-case basis.
I mean, it's so
perfect. True. So true. It's with perfect. Everything.
Yeah. And then this has nothing to do with anything, but I just thought it was hilarious. Did you guys see that video that was going around of the BBC lady who like gave the finger and it was caught on? It was right before she went live on air, and I don't know who she was giving the finger to. I don't know the story behind this, but it reminded me of when Laura Ingraham like had the trouble with her earrings, and she was like, "F it," right? She was so mad.
Yes, it was so great.
Here's what happened on the BBC.
Live from London, this is BBC News. Britain's former Prime Minister Boris Johnson apologises for the pain and...
It's so great. This is why we can never be on TV. It's
oh my God.
Why. I mean, like when we went live on radio, we'd be saying like the worst things we'd be doing. And we'd be making all the faces. We'd be doing all the gestures. But see, on radio, you can't see it.
Right.
There's things that we'd be doing like physically and like gesturing
inappropriate
to one another that are so inappropriate. But you can't see, nobody can see it. That's why radio is so much better than television. I would never survive on television.
Oh my God. We would be kicked off so quickly.
In 5 minutes.
So quickly.
5 minutes, we'd be kicked off.
And then as a treat, I have these two satirical parody kind of videos that are just super fun. And I thought everybody would enjoy them. The first one is about wokeism. And here are these two fellows that you will just love.
Time job. First thing in the morning, last thing at night.
We were one of the first people to actually make the ultimate sacrifice for the Ukrainian war.
Did you volunteer to fight?
No.
Nope.
Offer to take in a family?
Nope.
Offer money?
Nope.
We actually changed our profile pictures to Ukraine flag.
Yeah. I think I'm starting to understand how Martin Luther King felt.
Yeah. Changing the world one profile picture at a time.
How does that help?
We stand with Ukraine.
That one's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
You're coming across a little bit far right questioning this.
Will you be changing it to Yemen or any other country under attack?
I wouldn't have thought so.
No. You should never underestimate the power of social media. Yeah. For example, during COVID,
exactly.
There was a neighbour on our street who refused to clap for the NHS.
Absolute scumbag, if you ask me. They should have been refused treatment and probably haven't even changed the profile picture to the NHS.
I know.
Sorry, I just...
It's all right. I understand. When this happened, we acted immediately.
Yeah.
We plastered a picture of this person's house.
So
yeah,
that went on for quite some time, but you get the idea.
Yeah. Yeah. It always make sure that you put something around your face on Facebook when things are happening, because that makes you a better person.
Yeah, you're
Always.
instantly elevated.
You are
to like superior.
Yeah, you guys, God is watching. All right.
And also, here's a second sort of parody skit video about gender affirming care, or whatever they call the mutilation of genitals now.
Yes.
Here it is.
I'd like a tattoo of this really awesome Chinese symbol that I saw.
We're definitely going to need your parents to come sign off on it.
It's my body, my choice.
You're 14. Take it from me. You're going to regret it one day.
All right. Can I just buy some of those cigarettes?
No way. Smoking is so bad for you.
How about a beer?
No.
A vape pen?
No.
A lighter?
Not in this state.
Can I rent a car?
Sorry.
Bottle of cough syrup?
What are you, drunk?
Fireworks?
You might blow yourself up.
That Ruger GP100 and a box of 38 Special?
You might shoot your eye out.
Can I just, I don't know, like get an irreversible gender surgery?
No problem. We'll get started right away.
Cool. I don't need my parents' permission.
Of course not. What if they're non-affirming?
Okay, and somebody needs to send that to Chris Christie.
Exactly.
There you go. He's a conservative, you guys. He's a conservative.
He's so conservative. Before we get to, that's actually, I thought we were going to have a long show today, and it's looking like it's going to be a normal show.
It's not crazy long, yeah.
Not crazy long, but I did have a couple of videos of the Buddha's hand, which is, I think, in like Guangdong, China. I don't know the name.
I'm sorry,
of the city.
where was that? Say that again. Where's that?
Guangdong.
Where? Okay. She said Guangdong.
I might be wrong on the city name, but I've never seen this before. And then I saw this TikTok of people ascending to sit and pose for photos in this hand. And I was absolutely mortified. Like, it gives me anxiety to watch this. And I wanted to see if this is something that you would do. So here is the first video.
Oh, hell no.
Right?
Hell.
Like, there's no freaking way I would ever do this.
I'm deathly afraid of heights. I'm absolutely petrified of heights. I'm afraid of two things in life: heights and mediocrity.
This is terrifying.
Yeah,
absolutely.
There's no way. I'm going to crap my pants just watching that. I can't.
No,
There's
my
no
God.
way.
And she's standing up and like she's just walking around. I just can't.
No.
Oh my God. And then she dangles. Are you kidding me? You're going to dangle?
My husband and my daughter would do that. All my kids and my husband would all do that. And I'd be at the bottom having a freaking heart attack. I cannot, because they all climb things and do things, and they're all up in the air, and they want to do all the things that are up in the air. And they have no fear of any of that. And I am the one of the family. I can't, like, when we went to Colorado, was it Colorado? Yeah. And there was one of those, what are the ski things? What do they call those? The chair lifts?
The lifts? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. They had to force me to get in it. My husband took a video of me where I was almost in tears. They had to force me to get into that thing. Cause you know, those stories of those things like snapping and falling out of the sky. Terrified of them.
Terrifying.
Terrified. But I did it.
Now,
oh my God, no way. No way.
Well, then I saw, because then I was fascinated, right? I saw this and I was like, what is this thing? I need to know more about it. So I saw another video on YouTube that made it less terrifying. I'm not saying I would do it because I still wouldn't. But let me ask you, if when you watch this video, if it would make you feel any better. Because now you'll see sort of like the contraptions of safety all around it. You'll get a better view of what this really looks like. Oh, so there's safety netting underneath it. It'll show it closer, I think.
I don't think I'd still do it.
I know, like I still feel like that is just terrifying. And it's good to know that there's safety netting underneath it.
It's not good enough.
Oh my God.
Not good enough. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Nope.
terrifying. Okay,
That's
so we're both still
crazy.
no's.
Nope. No. Nope.
All right. Well, now it is time for your double D's.
Okay, I have 2 today. One is Christmas related. Now my daughter is 13. She no longer does the Elf on the Shelf, but we had a good 11-year run with the Elf on the Shelf. And those days are over and it makes me a little sad, but we did this. Now this I saw and I thought it was really kind of cute because this family had moved. These cops were, I don't know how they got the cops to do this, but they were such great sports. But I thought this was a cute little clip about the Elf on the Shelf, if anybody's doing the Elf on the Shelf. So the mom gets the elf. I just thought that was the cutest thing ever. I mean, listen, we're past it. So it kind of made me nostalgic. But if you guys are doing this, it's just the elf thing has taken off. People do the most elaborate things with elves. There were cops involved with this. Anyway, that's happening.
So I don't understand because I've never done it because I didn't want that kind of responsibility.
Right.
It seemed like a lot of work.
It was a lot of work.
But what's the deal? So what do kids think will happen if they touch it?
It
like
loses its magic. The elf loses his magic or her magic because there are only female and male elves. By the way, there are no binary non-binary elves. Right.
I mean, because she seemed upset, and so I was.
She didn't want to touch it because I think she was afraid that the elf would lose her magic. I can think of the
Crackles is a gender neutral name.
There are full Pinterest boards for how to handle your elf. It was a lot of fun. I just no longer do it. I kind of miss that phase because now it's just teenage stuff I got to get. So anywho, and then I thought this was super cute because I have never heard of a golden weenie, and there is such a thing as a golden weenie.
Well,
oh my God,
it's been a couple of months ago, and now we have these golden wieners.
His
what do you think, Tank? Huh?
Yeah. His dachshund knocked up a golden retriever.
Got all kinds of problems now.
So that's
10
the
of them
mama.
Actually.
No, that's the daddy.
Before some
That's the
hippie gets
daddy.
on here and yells at me about it, it wasn't me. It wasn't my idea.
The dachshund's the
It
daddy.
was all him. Huh, Tank?
You're not going to find any milk there, dude.
What do you have to say for yourself? Look at this cute face.
I love how he makes the
So
daddy
cute.
deal with this. That's what's so great about
Golden
this.
wiener.
His commentary.
Yeah. Now what, Tank, huh? All fun and games till you get 10 extra kids. You know what the child support payments are on that?
Child support payment.
What have you done?
Oh my God.
And you say that you didn't. The whole thing is actually really cute. You didn't get the whole thing, but this is
what you said.
Is it what you said? Okay, because there was a part where he goes, "I don't want any hippies coming after me." He's like, "But my dog Tank knocked up a golden retriever, and it wasn't my idea. I didn't do this. He did it on his own, and I've never seen a cross between a dachshund and a golden retriever.
They're pretty cute.
Yeah, and he's like, and now he's got to deal with the consequences. He's not going to be an absent daddy. Like he's going to deal with it. So this little dachshund, he's like, you're going to deal. These are your kids. You have to deal now. You can't just leave your kids. And so it was cute the way that the guy dealt with the whole aftermath, and he filmed it, and I thought that was really sweet. But they're golden.
Well, you know what story that reminds me of, obviously.
Oh, the Great Dane and the.
Yeah, because this was a true story. When I used to work at a life sciences company, one of the vets told me this story, and that was the first time I learned that when dogs mate, they stick together for a little bit.
Right.
They're stuck together. And so it was the story of a dachshund who was a male who mounted a Great Dane while the Great Dane female was on the ground, mated with her, was stuck to her, and she was like, I gotta go. Bye. She takes off running, and he died from when he fell and dropped and was disconnected. That dog died.
So he wasn't around to see the puppies.
He was not around,
but he went out having fun.
Man, these dachshunds,
they're earnest. They are very earnest in who they mate with. Yeah. Listen, you got to give it to them. They have a lot of
He saw what he wanted and he went for it, man.
Yeah. So, way to go, Mr. Dachshund. Way to go.
I mean, he lived, and that's better than I can say for the story that I had. So that's the good news.
Emily said that he went out with a bang, and I agree with that.
That's
Totally
right. He
great.
did. At least he had a good time on his way out.
Right.
You guys don't forget to get your stocking stuffer travel pillows. That's a really great thing that you can get from MyPillow as a gift this year, or a stocking stuffer this year at mypillow.com/chicks. They are 50% off, as are the towel sets, which are like no other. There are no better towels than the ones that you're going to get from MyPillow. Their mattress toppers are 50% off. The slippers are 50% off. So much stuff is hugely discounted, and they're still running their free shipping special right now. So stock up, mypillow.com/chicks, and then don't forget to use code chicks to get the biggest discounts. I have some fantastic videos for you today. First of all, did you see Britney Spears' latest crazy video where she's laying in bed and she's just like almost naked? Like I think she's talking about the bra that she's got or something.
I'm really upset that stuff even comes up on my algorithm, but yes, I did see it. Yes.
Okay. Well, somebody duetted it.
Yeah.
And that's why it is so funny.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, is it 7 a.m.? I gotta move my car.
Good morning.
The mirror is it's hot. I gotta move my car. See you later.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah.
He's like, bye, bye, you crazy loon.
You psychopath. Oh
You
my
notice that she
God.
doesn't put comments. She doesn't allow comments on her videos anymore. She doesn't.
Yeah.
allow them.
Because she knows that
'Cause she
people would
cray.
be like, you're a lunatic.
You are crazy.
This gay fellow thinks that there's some gayness going on with Christmas, and I will let him explain.
Christmas would make so much more sense to me if Santa is gay. I do think the narrative of Christmas makes more sense if Santa is gay. I don't think you're telling me we do this. We do that to a tree for a straight man. I don't think we do, love. I actually, it doesn't. That's for a gay guy. Do you know what I mean? It's like Santa and his husband, they like, instead of like having kids, they like move to like the North Pole. It's like honestly like old school Fire Island, old school P-Town coded, like start a business, like making toys, giving them out to kids. I guess not a business, it's a nonprofit, but you know what I mean? Giving the toys out, and like it's like very gay uncle. It's very, that's not, he travels in a sleigh with reindeer. That's not, I don't see that for a straight man. The only thing I do, the leaving out the milk and cookies, it's not high enough in protein or fiber. That is the hole in the narrative. Otherwise, I do just think do you see what I'm saying?
It's this.
And I love it. I love it. I hope,
what is that?
welcome to the rainbow, Santa.
What is this?
Officially.
What is the thing? You're right about the thing. You were telling me
Right?
yesterday that guys always do this on a video. What is
They
this?
always do this. And see the one
What
that we
is
played
that?
yesterday with the electricity bill. See this guy?
Oh my God,
It's
he's
the same
doing it. What
thing.
is this? Why are guys always doing this?
I don't know. This is their way of looking super casual when they make video
Why are
content.
guys doing that?
I don't know.
Christmas isn't gay.
I know, but I just
I
thought that
know.
gay guy
I
was funny.
appreciate his sentiment, but Christmas isn't gay.
Do you ever rock out completely to hold music like this woman?
Yes. I do. I actually do. She's rocking it. Yeah, totally. And you're snuggy. Yeah, totally.
Oh my God, that thing looks so comfortable.
Oh my gosh, it totally does. Absolutely does.
Also, I feel like after seeing this video, I'm prepared to feed a bear.
Oh, what's he eating? An apple? Is that a pear?
I think it's an apple.
An apple?
He's crunching it. He's gonna
I mean,
crunch it right in half.
They're more carnivores, right? I mean, did they?
I think they like their berries and fruits.
They do. They like to have a little fiber with their diet.
Look at how sweet.
Okay, all right.
Just a hungry bear.
Sweet right now. That's true. He's very fuzzy. Can you
Isn't he
imagine
the
just like
fuzziest?
rubbing all of that sweet fuzzy fur?
I wonder if it's coarse feeling or if it's soft.
I bet you it's soft.
You do think it is?
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna have
bet
to
it's
pet
soft.
one. I'm gonna have to pet a bear.
Oh no!
At some
She's
point.
she's gonna die. She's gonna die by
It's
bear.
so crunchy.
He is.
This woman got herself quite a surprise by something that the cat dragged in, and she thought it was a cricket.
Oh my God.
What
are
is
you
it?
doing? Is there a cricket there you're trying to kill? How about we just like...
What is that?
What are you doing?
Was it
a
a bat?
bat.
It was a bat. He was like, I got a friend, Mom.
Her scream is
Mom,
everything.
I brought a friend. God bless her. I would be immediately calling for my husband. I'd be like, you're going to need to handle this. Okay.
I mean, sky puppies can be cute, but like only when you're prepared for them. Like when they surprise you, that's not fun at all. But like if
No.
you're prepared for them, they really are kind of cute.
Yeah,
know what I mean?
bats are actually pretty cute.
Look at this sweatshirt pouch. I'm gonna mute it only because of the music. But look at this. They've been preparing and practicing for
Is
this
that
moment.
a whippet? He's so cute.
Is he a whippet?
I think he's a whippet. Oh my God, he's so cute.
Is that the greatest sweatshirt of all time in space? I love that.
I cannot do that with a Great Dane, you guys. I can't. I just
No, you
can't. I
cannot.
want to, but that would result in a back injury like I've never had before. I can't. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
So cute. Okay, two more. The first one, I'm going to show you a monkey that I am actually afraid of. Like, you know, I like
Really?
monkeys a lot,
Oh,
but
yeah.
this monkey freaks me out. It is so creepy. Mm-mm. No.
See, I kind of like him.
No, absolutely not.
I kind of like that one.
Of course you do. Just you and the naked cats and the freaking screaming monkeys. What in the world?
He's very screamy. I feel like he has something to say. I like him. Oh my God, I love that guy.
And we are going to go into the weekend with the greatest. I don't know if this is like a sheep or a goat. This is my favorite thing.
What is he? Is that? Oh my gosh. I love him. It's a llama.
Oh my God.
He's a llama. Someone's saying he's a sheep. We don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, my
It's like
cow.
such a close up that you can't tell.
Oh, you guys see
What?
my cows? My cows are walking by.
Oh my God,
They're
it's like so
running.
prancy.
They're very, very prancy. They're probably running to get food. I don't know what they're doing.
Oh my God, that was the pranciest little
He was very
prance
prancy. You
step.
have to like rewind that and see him like hopping across.
Oh
I
my
think that
God, it was like
Linus.
Prancer size by a cow.
It
That
was
was
cow-
awesome.
It was calisthenics, is what it was. Yes. Let me go get Astrid.
whoa, wait.
Gifts. Gifts.
Gifts.
We gotta
You
do
guys.
gifts. Yes.
I have to.
Yes.
I have to do them. So let's bring it in for people that don't want to stay for gifts.
We're bringing it in. We're bringing it in. And then Mock has gifts, and I have not gone to my PO. I got to do that.
You're going to be overwhelmed with giftness.
Really?
Out of
Okay, well,
control.
that's
Out of
such
control.
a lovely thing to look forward to. I will do that. I'll do that
Yeah,
today.
for
I
real.
promise. Okay.
And God bless Morgan. Morgan sent me the same little shot glass, that she sent you.
Yeah.
And it got delivered to my UPS, my post office box. But
Mhm.
when I went to go get gifts yesterday, it was not there. And since I knew it was coming and I was waiting for it, I wrote her and I was like, do you have a tracking number? Like, what happened with this? And she did have a tracking number. And I called UPS and they were like, yeah, we got it. And you picked it up yesterday. And I was like, I most certainly did not. And so it's just missing, or somebody else got it.
But I bet it says your name on it. I bet it says Mock because mine says Daisy. So that doesn't, that's weird.
But like, it could be that just somebody took it and then threw it away, or
And
I
then
don't
they were
know,
like,
but like,
"This says
I
Mock
don't
on
have
it."
it. I'm so mad. I'm so mad about it. I'm so mad about it. But I don't, Morgan, do not replace it. I don't want you to go and buy another one. I tried to tell her and she's like, no, you're going to get one. Please do not feel like you have to replace it. That is just too much. It's
But
way too
people
much.
that take stuff, I want to punch them in the face.
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
what a crappy thing to do.
Right. It is a crappy thing to do.
Let me, before I go on with the gifts, let me just say Thompson Canine Services. Thank you. He says, I got here late, but I love your shirts. Where are they from? They are from grunttstyle.com. And if you use, and it says, 0 F's given on the back. If you use code CHICKS, you're going to get 15% off. Look at that. F's given 0. It's the greatest shirt ever. Mine also says that, so it comes in the different styles. Leslie L, thank you. She says, Daisy, I'm traveling from Indy to Dallas for work next week. Hope it's warmer weather. I will say hi as I pass through.
I think it's supposed to be warm here because it's usually pretty warm here this time of year. I mean, it's usually nice. And then we don't get our cold usually until like January, February.
Yeah.
It's been beautiful here. Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much, Becky and Millie, for the lovely Christmas card. I love that. Okay. I'm going to have to stand and there's so much. Yeah. So first I want to say, and this is from Allie Rue Gaudette. She says in her card, Merry Christmas. I saw this and I had to get it for you. I figured it would fit in well in South Carolina. Love you to bits. And she got me the cutest blanket that has, I don't know if that's like a prairie dog or what.
It looks like a prairie dog riding a gator. Oh my God. So cute. So cute.
I just love that. And then, let's see. This is, okay, the Lakins. Kim and Matthew, God bless them.
I know.
They
Always so
not
generous.
only did they send my most favorite candy bar of all time, 100 grand candy bars, but they got ornaments, Christmas ornaments, for me of every animal that I love.
God.
I mean, it's amazing. So there's so many, like the raccoons, there's the wallabies. There's monkeys, and then for animals that they couldn't find the furry ones of, they made these picture ornaments. So I think
my gosh,
that's a wallaby, and then there's otters, and then there's freaking lemurs. I mean, I cannot tell you how much I love these.
You're gonna have to do a chicks tree next year in your office.
Oh, I totally will.
A dedicated chick tree. Yeah.
Well, we have the ones that Michelle made us. So
I know. Yeah. So you're gonna have to do
I'm just gonna add
an actual tree in your office. Yeah.
And then so then Via
is always Via. Via.
So she sent. First of all, I'm just gonna hold up this box. She sent all these goodies. Right. And tons of these fancy cocoa, different kinds of cocoa. And then these mugs with all the goodies in them.
Oh my gosh.
So she sent a whole box like that. But then on top of that, she also sent a box of wrapped presents for my entire family.
Oh my gosh, Via.
This is for Ron. I don't know what it is because we're gonna wait until Christmas to open. And then there's a box. This is for me. I don't know what that is.
That is so sweet.
There's another. Look at this. And then the kids Thomas and Jackson
and Jax. Oh my gosh.
Can you even?
I can't. Via.
Oh my God. I just can't.
So sweet.
I just can't. And anyway, those are my gifts. I just can't. Everybody is.
Oh, that was a quokka. It was a quokka.
Oh, it was a quokka.
The gator. It was a quokka.
Oh my God, it was a quokka? What are the chances?
I know, right?
That's amazing.
Oh my
God. That
God.
is amazing. Oh my God, I love
one of your
so
favorites,
much.
the quokka. Yeah.
Oh my, that is crazy, crazy, crazy amazing. You guys are just so good to us.
Best.
So good. I mean,
did we read all this up? Did we get all this? Did you get everything?
Yeah.
Did you get everything?
I've been checking.
And you've read? Okay. Do I need to get Astrid?
Yes.
Okay, hold
on. You guys, gosh, you just are so sweet. Quackadile. It's a quackadile.
Astrid, you coming in?
She doesn't have her ears in. It's a quackadile.
Oh my. I see what they did there.
I love that.
You got. She may not flap. You guys can see what's happening here.
Yeah,
I'll try again.
Try it.
Can you just try? Oh, it's not. You see what he's doing? You see what he's doing? He's attacking her.
He's so playful.
She may not. Well, I'll try again.
Okay.
She did. She knows what her job is, you guys. She knows. She knows what her job is. I'm bringing it in again. Okay, you guys have a wonderful weekend, and we will talk to you on Monday.
Bye.